welcome to Lee's Tasty Veggie Meals. By the way, the date is the 12th of September 2019. I thought I'd mention the date because this is a lot about products. Not just, well, basically mostly about products, I would say, that you can buy from Aldi's and Tesco's mainly, although obviously they do the similar products in the other supermarkets. But I'm going to start off by saying that this is about vegetarian food, but not 100%, because a lot of the products, such as these sauces, have got animal fats and animal additives in them. But I'm not completely vegetarian, although I would say you could probably be completely vegetarian and do a similar thing, although to me it might not be quite as tasty, but I don't know for certain because there are loads of spices and everything you can get, herbs and spices to make your food taste nice, and also natural ingredients of course. But the first thing I'll start off with is a thing called Quorn. Now I've got this in some cling film because I've used it once and it's gone back in the freezer. This is frozen products, by the way. It's Quorn. You can get Quorn frozen mince and Quorn, well, you can get many things actually. This is mince and this is chicken pieces, or chicken-like pieces, and this is what I use mainly in my meals, although I will say some of these meals are just pre-prepared anyway. This is a new thing I've found. I don't know if I've tried these, southern fried bites. Well, I used to like southern fried chicken, I still do really, but the reason I don't eat it is because I don't really like eating animals and birds and fish. I'll try and steer clear of that, and I think if we all ate more vegetarian food, a lot less animals would be slaughtered. That's the reason I'm doing it. Well, there is another thing, is that since I've been eating more vegetables and vegetarian food, I felt better, you know, and you don't get, when I eat meat, sometimes I get a sort of fatty feeling, sicky feeling at the back of my throat. Well, I don't get that. You don't get that with this. But also it keeps you slimmer as well. You've not got a lot of fat on your body, as you would do if you were eating a lot of meat probably. But yeah, so let's start off with the Quorn. Now the Quorn is these pieces. I don't know how long this video is going to be because I've got a lot of things to get through, but I'll try and do it in sections. But I've not rehearsed this, although I did do a video the other day that I didn't show myself presenting it, and a friend of mine said, well, it's probably better. I mean, I asked him, do you think it'd be better if I presented it in the picture? And he said, yeah, probably be friendlier. And this is what I've marinated. This is one I prepared earlier. Yeah, I marinated these Quorn pieces for 2 meals. There's quite a bit. And basically, I mix it with salad. So I've got, I've got some mushrooms. I've got cut half of an onion, and I've got a tomato there and a garlic bulb. So you just mix it all in. And also another thing I use a lot is peppers. You buy the peppers. I buy a pack of 3. I know they're not organic. I mean, if I could buy organic, I would. They're not always around. Well, might be, but they're normally a lot more expensive. But this is basically what I marinated the other day, and the meal I'm making with this is a fajita kit, or I'm splitting this in 2 meals, you see. So I'd probably do a fajita and I might try a taco. So you can buy these fajita kits these are from Aldi's. These are Aldi's own brand. They really are good. You get everything in there. The thing is, you can buy all the constituent parts separately, like this sort of thing. You can buy the powder that you this seasoning. Basically what I do is defrost a little bit of Quorn. Well, that much Quorn really. It's about, I suppose, about half a pound of Quorn really, more than that. And then, well, what I do, how I defrost it, I just get some boiling water and put it in, and I mix it around and it defrosts it, and then it's wet then, so it's good because you can put this on. What I did is I put 2 sachets of this on there, So I just chucked it all in, and it became very sticky, and it just stuck to it. So that's been marinating for over a day now, and that will really be good. So before I go into the other things you can buy, I will say what I do first is I chop up my salad, roast it, and then I put it all in with that, mix it up, and then I split it up in two. So basically, and then I reheat it. I do it in an oven, reheat it in the oven, and then you get, I hope this all doesn't fall down, you get these wraps there. There's the fajita wraps. This is a nice herb fajita wrap. And also, of course, you get your sauce. This one, by the way, came from Aldi's. This they don't seem to do this salsa sauce in Aldi's. So although you get it in the packets, but they don't give you a lot. They give you a little sachet of it. I keep the pot beside on the on my tray, and I just add it to the wraps. You know, what's inside the wraps, which is you know, the meal I've made. But I like things hot. But you can buy mild salsa, which I do have sometimes when I don't fancy it hot, or I've got a sore throat, you know, already. So I think, well, I'm not going to have anything hot today. So it still tastes nice. This has got 3 peppers. Pictures of peppers on there to denote it's hot. It says hot as well. That's Tesco's. That's quite cheap. And these ones are cheap. They do them near the bread section in Aldi's, and they have these in Tesco's and all that as well. But the Aldi's ones seem to be better and cheaper. So yeah, another thing you can get similar. This one came with the cheese, kind of cheese Nando's, but it had, I think it had some taco shells in it as well. So. And I've used it, what I've done is I've used some of it, and some of it's still there. There's the cheese thing. So I have these boxes lying about that I've taken bits out. You can always go back to them. They've normally got very long sell-by dates. This one's 2021. September 2021 this has got, and it's got cheese in it. I can't understand that, but that's what it is. And you get your taco kits. The same, I've opened them and used bits of them. So, because I prefer fajitas to taco shells, because I don't like them cracking all the time. But now, let's get to, so that's what I do for that. Of course, you can put the quorn with other things, because I'll carry on with the quorn for a little while, and then maybe I'll go on to something else. Of course, chili con carne, that's just chili con carne sauce. That's got animal additives in as well, I think. But so that, I hope all this doesn't defrost. It's not a very hot day, to be honest. Is that the right way up? Yeah, so that's the mince, put that with the mince. Everything gets marinated with quorn, because quorn to me, it doesn't taste like anything really. So you need the taste of the flavour of the sauce to go into the quorn. So I marinate it for, well, a few hours, but normally it's 1 to 2 days, and then stick it in the fridge. So, yeah, don't want to leave it for too long, I suppose. So, a couple of days maximum, and then you might have to make your meal up. But yeah, so that's one thing. Chili con carne. What's this one? Chili con carne. Again, hot. Don't have to have it hot. They do mild ones. I think I got these from from Aldi's. I think this one's chili con carne as well. Yeah, that's hot as well. That's Tesco's. Same sort of thing. They don't do a lot in Aldi's on that. You might have to go to Tesco's, which are getting expensive, isn't it, Tesco's? But Sharwood's curry, Madras. But just to balance it up, I will show you something if you fancy tikka masala, sorry. I've had that. I just read the sell-by date on that because I'm not really keen on mild ones. Sell-by date's April 2015, so that ran out more than 4 years ago, so I better get rid of that one. To be honest, talking about sell-by dates, if they run out by a couple of months, just open the thing, give it a smell, you know. Most of it's okay. How can they exactly know when it's going to go bad? They can't, right? So buying stuff on or past the sell-by date is fine, I reckon. Right, bolognese as well, of course, bolognese sauce. This one looks a nice toasty one, ragu. Nice deep red one, that. And that one, of course, Tesco's, that sort of stuff. You don't normally get branded stuff from Aldi's. This stuff comes from Aldi's. Stir through sauce. I think this is from Aldi's. I've got 2 different flavours. Oh no, same one. I can make 2 meals with that, you know, in one. And what's this? So the same make, I think. Create Thai, red Thai sauce, curry sauce. I haven't tried that yet, so that's nice. So all of this mix in with your whatever you want to do. Really, you're saying meat eaters would put chicken or beef in there or something, wouldn't they? But or lamb, you know. But I can't see how you could eat a lamb, to be honest. You know, we haven't. They're down the road in the field. Look at those, the most beautiful little creatures on earth. You know, how could you eat one of them for a Sunday roast? But that's just my opinion. If you do eat it, then it's obviously, you know, that's up to you. I'm not saying people are bad. I mean, we're just brought up that way, aren't we? We've been brought up to eat meat and not think about it. Right, yeah, this is a nice one. This is from Aldi's. This has got 4 peppers on it, but it's not that hot, to be honest. It's vindaloo sauce, and it's got a little sachet of powder in. So what I do then is, instead of marinating it in the normal way where I just pour the sauce on and marinade the Quorn, I put this on first, stir it around, then I put it on, so it gives it that bit of tang. So yeah, that's how I do that. And I only marinate the Quorn, I don't marinate the vegetables. And I do like using mushrooms, because mushrooms in a way are like once they're in the curry, they're a substitute for meat, really, I reckon. In fact, Quorn is a fungi. It's a kind of fungi, so it's a similar thing to mushrooms anyway. But maybe if you did marinate your mushrooms, it would be better. So perhaps I'll try that next. It's all about experimenting, really. Putting stuff in as well. Into your chili con carne, like kidney beans. Even if you get a really bland one from the shop, I don't know, this might be quite bland, probably not because it says hot, but if it was a bland one, just add the stuff to it afterwards. You can get chili powder, can't you? Mixed taco beans, I've had them in the cupboard for a while. They don't look that appetising, to be honest, but I'm sure if I mixed them with something that'd be good. Also, you can get things, yeah, I've nearly finished with the Quorn, to be honest, that's good. I won't go with that yet because that's not to do with the Quorn. Of course, spaghetti bolognese, get your spaghetti. I think that's about it. Sorry if I say a lot, by the way. Can't help it, really. Did it again. Another thing I do, it's quite difficult to make, I think, with Quorn. I don't know, perhaps not, but my experimentations aren't always great with cottage pie. But this tastes nice because with normal mince, I think it leaves that sicky taste at the back, feeling at the back of your throat. Well, Quorn doesn't do that. So if you get some potato, mashed potato, make up a nice cottage pie, or you might call it shepherd's pie. Bake that in the oven. Use some of this. That's of course gravy. That's got of course a lot of meat additives in there. Also stock cubes as well. I did have OXO cubes, but they went funny, so I looked for them earlier on. If you leave them in the cupboard too long, they go stodgy, don't they? Same as these. These might not be all right now, but they look it. They're not misshapen. They're cheap ones, cheap stock cubes, chicken ones. I think I got them from Aldi's, very cheap. What I might do is put, not today, maybe in a couple of days, put a list of the products underneath in the description of the video, and just say where I bought them. I don't think I'll put the prices in there. It's all pretty cheap stuff, to be honest. It's all pretty cheap. Right. While we're on the... oh yeah, noodles. Yep, it's all moving about. Of course, get your noodles. You can get various types of noodles. It's all the same as making meat stuff, but it's you just transfer it to Quorn or soya. Soya, I've heard stories about, linked with certain types. I don't know whether it is linked to certain types of ailments. You can look it up yourself. It might be true, it might not be. Might be certain types of soy they call it, don't they? I don't know why we call it soya. I think it's called soy. Things you can get are nice rices as well to add to the flavour. To be honest, this one comes from Aldi's. I'm not going to be buying that anymore, I don't think, unless I can do something to it. It's only cheap, 25p a sachet. You boil it up, but the thing is, it's not that tasty. These things, I opened this, gave it a smell, it smells horrible, and I don't know whether it's gone off, but it's the first time I've tried to use this one, so I wouldn't recommend this. I think that came from Lidl's, I'm not sure. It might have come from Aldi's. It's Latin American. I've not opened that one. I'm taking them back because it was all in one lump as well. It's supposed to be powder. Right, so that's that. That's a couple of ones that I didn't really like. That's okay, that rice, but it's not brilliant. It's not great. Maybe add some salt to it if you haven't got high blood pressure. Right, so getting on to some other things, some other products, types of products and types of cooking. I don't think I've left anything out there. Right, things like, starting off with Linda McCartney's mozzarella burgers. They're in the frozen section in Tesco's. You could probably get them in other shops as well, like Asda's and Sainsbury's. I don't think they do. They do some of the stuff from time to time in Aldi's and Lidl's, but I haven't seen it much. These are nice because they've got, as I say, mozzarella in there. So when you're cooking it, when you check it, you can see it all coming out. Don't taste that brilliant because nothing seems to have. The thing about these companies that make this stuff, they steer clear of all animal additives, which I suppose is fine because you get a lot of people that don't touch anything to do with animals, which in an ideal world would be great, but unfortunately it means that you have to spice them up. So again, some nice red onion on it, some cheese on the top, some nice sauce, perhaps something like this. I found this, this was, where was this now? Tesco's, I think. Skeeter's New York Steakhouse sauce. Actually, I think it's Aldi's, that one. But you get all these different sauces. So that one's nice. These ones from Aldi's are nice. Burgers. And again, if you just eat them without anything on them, they won't taste of meat. In fact, they won't. A little bit, maybe. But what you want to do is add sauces to them. And like they've got there, they've got some salad and everything. A picture on the picture. Just add some nice onions and stuff with that, like that, mayonnaise or something like that, some cheese. Now, also spuds, good for obviously putting, you know, a baked spud, and you just put in something like some sort of bolognese sauce with some corn mince. There's some other products. You can add these sort of things. Chicken chasseur. So instead of doing chicken, just do the corn. Again, I would say marinate it all, really. This one, I haven't tried this. Chicken flavoured savoury rice. That's pretty good. Mediterranean chicken as well. That's a cooking sauce. It's easy to improvise with this stuff. Just make it all taste nice with the sauces and add your own. Obviously garlic makes it taste nice as well. That's good for your heart, garlic. Yeah, so just experiment, and it's good for animals, of course. You know, and the conscience. You know, you haven't got that on your conscience. Things that also Linda McCartney does nice sausages as well. Meat-free sausages. I say Linda McCartney, she's passed on now, hasn't she? Many years ago, but Paul McCartney, I think, still running the company. So, yeah, Linda McCartney's burgers and sausages. And with the sausages, you can get these part-baked, I like these, part-baked bread rolls. You can get them anywhere, really. You get the baguettes, or they have two in there, bread rolls. They're about 45p, and these ones come from Aldi's. Lidl's do very small ones. I don't like them. They're too small. Tesco's and that do them as well. So they're part baked bread rolls, which you can put that in. And I haven't brought my mustard up. I like my English mustard, but of course you get French mustard or anything, American mustard, to go on your sausages. And also Tesco's do, have a look in the chilled section. I've forgotten what they're called now, but if you have a look near the chilled Quorn, because you can, as well as getting frozen Quorn, you can get chilled Quorn in the chilled section of Tesco's. And near there, I might buy some later on. I'm glad I sort of mentioned it. Some really nice sausages in there, and they've got lots of herbs in them and everything. I don't know the company, but you get about 4, 5, 6 sausages in there in a packet. They're quite dear, they're a couple of quid, but I tell you what, they're beautiful, they are. And another thing I've got here, because I like things hot, jalapenos, so I'll put them in my mix, not all the time, because as I say, sometimes I don't fancy it too hot. And of course use your normal things with your sauces, like fusilli, you know, any Italian people will have to correct me on that. Although I don't put comments, I'm not allowing comments, because it's nice to hear nice things, but when people get abusive about something, then I just don't like that. It kind of gets you down. I sort of worry that someone's going to get a bit abusive about something silly. So that's why I don't allow comments. But anyone's, perhaps I'll have to put my email address so people can email me if they want their recipes. I'm not doing a recipe today. What's the recipe today, Jim? I'm not doing a recipe today, but another time I might, although I'm not a great cook. I just throw it all in, but it comes out tasting fantastic. Another thing, Aldi's chicken burgers, same company as the no beef burgers. And there is another thing, which, oh, where is it? Oh yeah, it's hidden. I knew I brought this up. These are really nice. Now these, no sausage rolls. Don't know what this company is, May's Chicken. Wonder if that's May Pang, John Lennon's ex-girlfriend. May's Chicken, right? I'm a bit of a Beatles fan, actually, so I remembered May Pang, but no sausage rolls. So basically, they taste exactly the same as sausage rolls. They're frozen. Most of this in the frozen section. Beautiful. Put them with chips or potato wedges or anything like that. I tell you what, you can really have some tasty meals that are veggie. I know a few people a lot of people, more and more people are going on to be veggies. Also, another thing to add now, this probably it should have a sort of a warning, a picture of a skull and crossbones on there or something, because these are bloody, oh, sorry, I shouldn't say that really. Children, sorry I said that, but yeah, because children might be interested in this sort of stuff as well, hopefully, and teenagers. But very blooming hot, yeah, that's it, blooming hot. Our hottest chili sauce, Icona. I've not even dared to try this yet. I'm gonna have to get all the uniform on and everything, you know, radioactive thing. But because this one is not even their hottest, and tell you what, if you put too much with that, it blows your head off. But I tend to use that as a dip, so I get my chips and dip them in. But don't dip too much. I tell you what, really hits you. But that's only because I like things hot, and I'm sure most people don't. So that's just my personal preference. I don't know if I was going to say anything else really. Just, yeah, if you do want to give it a try, just don't be frightened by it if you're not a good cook, because believe me, I'm not. Just, as I say, marinate it. I'm sure there's some sort of, catchy thing I can say. Start off with marinating it, but I'll think of something, sort of a salesy sort of catchy thing. First you marinate it, then you whatever. But no, marinate it and then add all your stuff. Just chuck it all in. Chuck it all in. And the easiest things are the fajitas, because you just chuck them all in, you get your wrap, you put it in your wrap with your knife and fork and or whatever, a spoon, and then bang, it's up. You know, you put your sauce on. Where is it? This salsa sauce. That's what I'm going to do soon, actually. So, yeah. I hope people enjoyed this. Hope you didn't mind me umming and ahhing too much, and I hope I stuck to the point. And next time I'm on, I'm going to go into a particular meal, I think, a particular meal or two, unless I find some other products which I'm going to bring to the table. So thank you very much indeed, everybody, and yeah, nice to chat to you.